you straight from the south side. Mike, now you. I'm just so happy to be here right now. Real Rap Podcast. Yo, people, what's the word? We are back now with another episode of the Real Rap Podcast. I am coming to you in like a weird, trippy, different universe, huh? Yeah, this is the beginning at the end. So we are on another episode of the Real Rap Podcast. I have a very special panel with me today of not just my friends, but my buddies. Oh, deja vu.
I like that.
It looks like we did this already. That's so dope. Yo, and it's starting all the way to my left. We switched it up. We're going to start with the young lady, Andrye Austin. Please let the people know what you got going on, how long you been in the game, how long you been in the city.
Yeah. So I'm Andrye Austin. I produce a couple of shows with the person that's on the right, which he'll get more into. And I've been in comedy since last year, March 2021. And I moved from Chicago. Well, nah, I'm not from Chicago. I moved from Florida.
Dirty.
I moved from Florida in 2019 to Chicago. So like just shy of the pandemic. So I kind of got screwed when I came here.
You went from dodging gators to dodging bullets. Why would you move to this cold ass city from the tropics?
You can at least run from a gator, right?
I was gonna say, well, these snowstorms are something serious. I'm not gonna lie. I almost busted my ass a couple times on the ice, the black ice. Not gonna lie.
Heck no. Next, we have the very funny, very talented Kieron. Go ahead, let the people know what you got going on, how long you been in the city, and all that other good stuff.
How you doing? I'm Kieron. I've been doing comedy for 3 years. I started off with improv, and then I moved into like my own like self-produced stand-up shows and all that. But I recently got into the Chicago comedy scene 8 months ago. So I guess you could say like from 8 months to now is when I started taking everything a lot more serious. But yeah, I run a couple shows with these two people, run a show with this other people, and then I'm going to run a show by myself.
And he also is the lead singer for the cover band for the Smokey Robinson remixes.
How many of these do you have in your pocket? What am I? Can I at least be someone cool? Can I be Eazy-E before the AIDS?
Just my imagination. And then all the way down here, we have the good brother Kadeem Fuller.
What's good, man? Yeah, Kadeem Fuller. Been in the game for 4 years. I started in Champaign, Illinois, which is 2 hours away. Did there for a year, then came up here 3 years. So I have a few shows. Jokey that I run with these two very funny people.
I like that.
Yeah, so that show is basically karaoke meets stand up. Then I also run another show with Andrye right there called Chronic Laugh, which is basically 420 friendly fuse show with comedy. So yeah.
Wow, potheads and funny ha-has. I like it. Do you guys normally do like karaoke type? Were you in a karaoke vibe before you started your karaoke show?
I've always enjoyed music. I'm not that musically inclined, but like I've tried to. When I was trying to go through like different things, I went through music and shit like that to get me through. But karaoke was always pretty fun though. Like for the most part, there was a time when I tried to do karaoke, and I feel like people get intense with that shit sometimes too. Because a couple years ago, I tried to do karaoke, and this girl wanted me to be a backup singer. This white girl wanted me to be a backup singer to Pony, by Genuine and shit.
She wanted
for the karaoke.
You?
She wanted to be a backup singer.
She was so embarrassed to sing.
For Pony.
Yeah, so I helped her out, and then she got mad at me because I wasn't dancing the way she wanted me to.
Well, tell her that you gave her the song. That's your song.
But Pony?
Yeah.
I like doing karaoke with stand up because it's hard to not get lit with karaoke.
Yeah.
So then like it makes it kind of like impossible to bomb if you do a song that everyone's fucking with.
I think Jessica had told me before that show, before I did your show, she said she had did a similar show, but they had the karaoke at the end. And the worst part is she said she bombed.
Oh, shit. Damn.
So she bombed the set.
And then you just gotta sing. And you just gotta say like, bitch, we are tired of you. Can you get the fuck off stage, please?
Oh, shit.
We ain't like your jokes. We don't like your singing either.
Oh, speaking of bombs, when was the last time you bombed, like, not just a regular, they didn't laugh at a couple of my bits, but I'm talking about, like, you know what? I have no business being here. I just want to dig a hole at the bottom of the stage and jump in.
Yeah, we gonna start with me? Well, to be honest, since I'm so new, like I feel like I bomb every time. But that's just
I mean,
me.
the way that if you feel like that and you keep coming back, that's a soldier mentality. That
builds
means
you.
you're gonna
Yeah,
make it.
that
Yeah, because
builds you.
everybody bombs. It doesn't matter how long you do it. I mean, it's gonna happen. But no. All right, enough with the bacon bits. Get to the main course. What's up?
I had just got my hair cut, and it kind of looked like the Black Hitler. So I went into.
Mustache too. What was going on?
Well, I have a little.
How a light skinned girl look like Hitler? You was doing something else, nigga. You was doing
It was the way. It's because I had my sides like shaved down to where I look like lesbian. And so when I went up there, I had wrote my jokes like before, and I was so confident. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get it. And this is when that like Derek Jackson or whatever that dude's name was, that Christian dude that was like, you know what I'm talking about? The black dude that was like cheating on his wife, and then they got on social media and they were like, I love my wife and all this stuff. And
black men don't cheat. I don't know who you
that is a
talking
motherfucker.
about. I don't know who you
All right.
talking about.
Stop that line. No, so I had wrote my material and I was so excited about it. And then I went up at North Bar and nobody was really, like the first joke hit because I made fun of another comic, but it wasn't really hitting because it was all white people and they didn't know like black pop culture. So I was like, I need to leave.
Ooh, so they
the
checked
worst
out
part.
immediately after
Yeah,
your
I
icebreaker.
I just kind of felt like I was just talking to myself at that point on stage.
Ooh.
But yeah.
When you know you talking to yourself on stage, you can see people falling asleep, looking on their phones. It's a wrap.
Or they
man.
just
It's a wrap.
continue their conversation. They feel
When
like their
the back
conversation
starts sweating, that's when
Yeah.
you know you
Oh,
bomb.
wow.
The worst is if you get into that rabbit hole where you're like, all right, let me just try and get another laugh before I get off
Right.
stage.
I can't leave
Just-
until I get a laugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no comfortable way to just be like, all right, thank you, that was my time.
And then
Good
you
night,
pull
Chicago.
all the old tricks out your head, like the joke jokes. that
Yeah.
you didn't had that
Oh,
work,
God.
and then they don't work. And I'm like, well, now y'all just not fucking with me because
Yeah.
I know that you be trying to find anything to blame.
Oh,
other
you
than the
you
fact
end up
that you
saying
bomb.
shit like, oh, just me? I'm the only one?
Bro,
I'm the
Yeah.
one to do that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
bro.
Everybody else ain't here normal. Y'all
Yeah.
ain't never thought that shit. Okay,
Kadeem,
cool.
what was one of the horror stories, Kadeem?
Oh shit, this happened in December, dog. This is brand new. Took me a month to get over this shit, man. I did a show on the South Side, right? I had 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
Oof.
Everybody was killing before me, so I'm like, okay, this should be good. You know, the iron's hot. Everybody having a good show. I got up there. My first joke didn't hit. I was like, okay, all right. Hit him with the second, didn't hit. The third one, I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna be a long night, right? So I'm in there like 3 minutes in. I knew this wasn't gonna be good.
You remember where you was at?
Shit, where was I at?
It was a weird place
It
down
was a
south.
good- It was a founder show, which is crazy. I'm an alpha. It was an alpha
Okay.
show. I'm
Okay.
thinking I told them I was an alpha, still didn't get no laughs. I was struggling.
They almost kicked you out of the damn club, nigga. After that set.
Andrye was filming, and I noticed, you know, like I said, I had 15 minutes. 3 minutes in, I just saw her lower her phone, slow as hell.
He don't want this. He ain't gonna want this clip.
By the end, like 12 minutes in, so mind you, I had 15 minutes. 12 minutes in, I heard somebody say,
Cut the mic.
Cut the mic. Like,
Did you tell me that part?
Yeah, I don't know if I told you that part. I don't like
They
telling
didn't.
people now.
You
You
not
said,
telling me that they said
cut
cut
the
the
Yeah,
mic.
they
mic.
did.
So I'm like, at this point, I'm looking for people. Like, please, what a host at?
Yeah.
I'm
It was-
sweating, my ankles sweating, my shoe, everything. Man, it was bad.
Yeah,
It was
the
bad.
My ankles were sweating into my shoes.
Yeah.
You stepped in a puddle. Everything on
Yeah.
you was
The
drenched, nigga.
audience member next to me was like, looked at me because he knew that I knew you. He was like, that was rough. And I was like, yeah,
It's
that
gonna be a
was
silent ride home, nigga. That's
So for the people that's watching that aren't in the city, we're in Chicago right now. We've actually even just drawn a distinction that you were saying that you was on the South Side show. So for everybody on the panel here right now, that automatically puts in your brain a certain set of rules, a certain culture, a certain, like, you see that distinctly in your mind. But for the people who aren't paying, you know, who may not be from the city, haven't visited the city, you know, it is the most,
It's tough.
one of the most culturally diverse cities, but everybody's in their nice own little compartments.
Yeah,
Like,
very
you better
true.
stay in your neighborhood.
Very
If you
true.
call, just come over to get like your favorite restaurant food, and then
Right.
go back to wherever you know.
Where
It's like
you
one of the
from?
most
Very true.
Segregation.
Sure.
Yeah.
One of my questions is, and let me know if you guys are still experiencing in your life, because I'm way older than all of you, right? So growing up though, people would always, you know, people could refer to somebody like if you put G at the end of your verbs, somebody might be like, "Why you talking white? Like, why you acting white or whatever, right?" Or if there was like a white girl that knew how to do like all the dances in the Aaliyah video, they'd be like, "Oh, she acting ghetto. Why you acting black? This and that, right?" Do you have is there an identity that you say that pulls to you and you like I identify as this, or you just like I'm just Andrye?
I grew up mostly around my black family. Like, I'm from the South.
Your black Florida family.
Yeah,
too.
Black
So
Florida,
you
yeah.
gotta be-
So
you
it's
gotta
definitely,
claim the
it's
black.
very,
Yeah,
very
for
different.
sure.
But I can't say that, like, to me, I think that I didn't necessarily experience, like, that, I guess, that until I moved up here. Like, I feel like people didn't really make that noticeable until I moved up here. Because
No, that's the same thing.
because in Florida, like, I mean, we know everybody's diverse. We know about the Confederate flag. We know that shit's wrong. Like, it's all spoken and said out loud. But when you get here, it's like you gotta kind of like it's like talking, I don't know, like stepping on ice or like just I don't know. It's uncomfortable.
When I'm from Ohio. In Ohio, I did not hear any of the. And I'm sure I heard it, but like it wasn't the like light skin, dark skin
Yeah.
Okay.
shit until I came here.
Yeah.
Cause in Ohio, if you anything darker than tan, you black. So I was just
Sure,
black.
sure.
Just-
Yeah.
and people would ask like, "Oh, are you mixed?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm black." But like, it was never like, "Oh, this light skin do this thing like this dark skin." It was just like you was one of the first people that I ever heard do it. Christian and Ty do it all the time, and I'm just like, this is so new to me that we just constantly talk about the difference of our skin color.
Yeah,
It's like,
colorism.
there's funny jokes in it, but I'm just
Sure.
like, this is so foreign to me. Just like,
Yeah.
cause nigga in Ohio, I'm just black. Like it's just like that's just we are all just black if you're not white.
I think for me, being from Alabama, born and raised, there's so much differences and nuances and like color, right? And I remember like growing up, like people always have this idea about the South, right? Alabama, like is racist and shit, but in early 2000s when I was growing up, it was like Soulja Boy was in, so you had all these people flocking to hip hop culture. So you had people, if you were outside of that context, because my folks didn't listen to that, I was all in the gospel, right? So a lot of it was me acting white, not knowing all the dance. I remember when Soulja Boy first came out, I was the only black dude didn't know that shit. Oh, cause then you ain't really black. I'm black, and then you like, bro, you are whiter than fucking milk paste, nigga. Like, what you talking about, bro? Like,
You were Soldier Boy. You were the God Soldier. That's what you were.
It was
You
too
were
much,
Soulja
man.
Boy.
Well, do you remember at some point in time, President Biden was like, if you
Don't vote
for me, you not black.
You were black.
And
Makes no sense.
that set off like wild alarm bells in my head. Like, well, what does he think black is? You know what I mean? Or what does anybody? If somebody is like, man, you acting white right now, you acting this, you acting that, then like what? That means you already have like a Webster's Merriam dictionary term for what black
say
is
something.
or
Yeah.
anything is.
They there was this book in it was around the time that George Washington lived. And then so like all throughout up until like the 13th Amendment, one thing that was common amongst whites is if you want to hide it from the blacks, put it in the book. That's a common thing that got said. If you want to hide anything from the blacks, put it in the book. And so now here we are years later falling into the same tropes and circles that we are supposed to fall in that are like our inevitable doom. And it's basically just all what we're supposed to do. Like that's what people believe that we're inclined to do. And so I hate that like why does educated have to be white?
Right.
Like why is that the thing? Shouldn't that be the thing that we're all trying to prove that we are? And then not even prove that to the white man and be like, oh look, I'm as good as you. We can go to the same places now. But just as I'm able to elevate myself when I came from the same place as you.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you want that same thing for yourself?
Absolutely. In my mind, I think it's actually my pop military. So growing up, by the time I was 18, I actually spent probably 11, 12 years overseas, right? And so there's wild different cultures that I got to see and be a part of when I was growing up. And then just being in a military group of people or whatever, that's wild different cultures that all joined the military. And, I got to grow up with a little bit of everybody. And in my mind, it feels like it's more cultural than it is color, right? Because a racist person, like when people talk that way, to me they're more so like a cookie cutter of the same person, just in a different
body.
in a different body, a different skin, like a video game. But it's still all the same attributes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That come out of it, and they still say the same same dumb shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The majority of the time, like they're approaching that premise the same. Like you seen them, like the comedians that go up there and you know there's like that thing like the
That genre.
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Like there's a genre of racism
Yeah.
that transcends the color. But as a cultural based thing, they're just saying, all right, you're not a part of this culture.
Right.
And that's what they're calling you out on. It almost it feels like that.
But if that's what it is, if I'm being honest, racism ain't gonna change until it changes. And we don't know when it's gonna come. We don't know when it's gonna happen. So until it changes, which is not up to purely me, then I like surprising you. Like
Yeah.
if you
Okay.
expect me to pull up and be X, Y, and Z, and then I'm not, I'm glad that you're surprised. Whether we look alike or we don't look alike, I'm glad that I am not what you immediately expect me to be. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. And then over time, because I've always been like, I'm a weird, goofy dude. And so like, but at the
we
same
comics, we
You know what I'm
goofy
saying?
by,
Yeah,
by
that's what we are.
reflex. That's why
and
we
at
here.
the same time, we're comics, so we're intelligent. So you're gonna learn both of those things at the same time eventually. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that I care about. That's the thing that I care most about. It's surprising you when you don't
Trying to figure it out.
necessarily expect to be surprised.
Oh, keep the party rolling, kids.
Yeah. He got a business call. That's more important than us
Gotta
right
go,
now.
gotta go.
Keep the party rolling. That means I'm gonna step out for a second. Got some
But
real shit going on.
I would definitely say even now, like with like Cardi B and like different like female rappers, a lot of times like white people love that and they'll try to imitate it and stuff like that. So it's like,
Yeah.
That's when everybody wants to be a nigga, but nobody wants to be a nigga. That's
Right.
that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be hot. I want to have a fat ass.
But you don't
I
wanna be
wanna have
down. Yeah, yeah,
lashes.
yeah, yeah.
But you don't want the shit that comes
Yes,
with it. You don't want to get
absolutely.
followed in the store. So knock it off, buddy.
Yeah, I think that's the issue, right? When you enjoy culture, when you enjoy people's culture, but not necessarily the people that create the culture.
Right.
And I think we see that so much, right? You got so many people doing dope shit, but then when it's time to protest, when it's time so much shit is happening, I'm just gonna listen to this album. That's my way of supporting the cause, or
Yeah.
But
You know.
also, we do that. I got some merch that got some Japanese letters on it. I don't know what that shit is. And I watch anime. I try to appreciate that culture. But that's the same thing a white girl can say to us. I listen to rap music. I
Yeah.
try to appreciate the culture.
or date
That's
black
true.
men.
So that's why I try to like
That's
not
true.
fall all into it, because we all do the same shit. We all do it. If
Absolutely.
we just
Similar
fuck
shit.
with each other and love each other, what's the issue?
Yeah.
And I think that that's what the beautiful unifying thing of this is. We can come together. We can be completely different. There's shit you can talk about that I don't relate to, but it's funny, and I laugh at that. Not because I relate to it,
Sure.
but because there's some human
Yeah.
Common ground.
Yeah.
There we go.
And you know what? I almost think it can go further than that, where it's almost a human reflex. Like, do you have siblings?
Yeah.
Siblings?
Never.
Like, you call them everything under the sun
Yeah.
except for a child of God.
Like, what's
right?
up, bitch?
Yeah, right. But you would never let your next door neighbor do that,
That's
right?
a good point. Yeah.
But if somebody came from 3 blocks away from a different neighborhood and tried to talk crazy to your neighbor, now you got beef with that person. Your rival school, whoever
Right.
doesn't like your favorite football team, whoever, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
New York, LA, Pac, Big, whatever you're going to, like it's almost, I don't even think it's really avoidable that as a human creature on this planet that you got to have something to go against. That's what chisels us.
Yeah,
it
we
makes
need
us
that. We need a common enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like if one day like aliens come down to blow this up, we're not gonna be racist no more. Cause everybody's gonna be racist against
Human.
the aliens.
No, that ain't. White people gonna be like, take them first. Please, they don't do shit but steal. If you don't take them first, I'm gonna be
Get them
pissed.
out of here. That's
Grab
funny
them
as
and the
hell.
Puerto Ricans and fly back to
Please.
whatever planet you came from.
They all in Brooklyn. It's easy to find. They all located in
Our
central
God,
Brooklyn.
map. Let's go.
If they got
That's
an
funny.
NY hat on, just take them right up with you, please.
Oh my God! So we was talking earlier. So we are in the city, right? And you guys were talking. What were you saying about Yeezus? What did he do? He was crying at a birthday party. What happened with that crazy?
So Kanye West apparently like went online today and was venting, if you would, about how I guess Kim had kept the information about Chicago, which is I think their third daughter. How
They named the kid Chicago.
Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
it's North Saint Chicago and then Psalm.
Why wouldn't it be? That's what he gonna have 3 more kids and have a whole bar.
I don't know if y'all know this. That was Kadeem's church rap name. Them names put together. That was
Little song, nigga, little song.
Trying to start freestyling and realize nothing rhymed with Jesus.
saying that shit. Saint, Chicago, song, West.
I'm gonna drop my mixtape, man. Y'all playing. I was a hell of a Christian
Drop
rapper.
it and leave it there.
I was a hell of a Christian rapper.
I was rapping that motherfucker. For
Making
the
a
love
double
of
album
God.
and throwing both of them.
We need to do that. We don't need no B-side, nigga. They all bad. Please.
Y'all wildin', man.
Leave that. No return.
That's funny.
I heard about the birthday, and then I was on the way here. I was listening to that song with the game. It just
Oh, it dropped?
And it just dropped, and he said, I'm gonna beat Pete Davidson ass.
Yeah.
He said the divorce is going great. I call your sister.
I think
tell
I
her to
just
come
saw the
with me.
thing.
I just listened to it. That shit's heat.
Oh,
It's
I
heat.
should have.
The
Because he's
divorce
talking
going
about beating
great.
Pete Davidson's ass, and then allegedly, he's on the thing. He just popped the paparazzi or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He
I-
going through a tough time.
It's hard. I feel like Kanye going through some shit. It's hard to tell a billionaire no, right? Like that's some shit, man. Like NASA told what's his name? What's his
Elon?
name? Yeah, Elon, you can't go to space. Now this nigga got like 2 or 3 space shuttles,
He
bro.
said,
Like
"Watch
it's
me
hard
do
to
it,
tell
B. Who
a
can't go to
billionaire
space?"
no, man. It's hard.
But who told him, yeah, for those refurbished Teletubby skin jackets that he's out there? Like
did.
how many Muppets had to die so that he could have a clothing line? Like somebody has to tell him.
That's
Some of
genocide.
these. You know what? All blessings to him, and I hope the best for him. I wonder though. I honestly wonder because right, all attention all publicity is good publicity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he actually going through it, or does he know how to play the game so well
he knows how to
that
play
he
the
has
game.
to go through it?
He was married to a Kardashian, a person who got famous by knowing how to play the game. She knew that tape was coming out. You know
How come
she
the
knew?
How come the Kardashian tape worked and the Paris Hilton tape didn't?
Because Paris Hilton ain't got it like that.
Yeah.
And the nigga who was hitting Paris Hilton didn't have what's that song? The one and only song by Ray J.
I hit it.
The
One wish?
yes.
No.
Ray J.
Paris Hilton dude ain't have that.
That
When-
one
who
wish
was the
song
Paris
is
Hilton dude?
Ray J.
Ray J. Is that not?
Yeah, it is Ray J.
Yeah.
It is Ray J.
Yeah,
Wish.
that's
That's Ray J.
That's a
But
low-key
he's also Brandy's sister.
Yeah.
Brother.
And I was
Yikes.
looking at when I was watching that video, all I had is if I had one wish. The same time he was stroking Kim.
Brandy's
I
brother.
would be in your shoes.
It's so easy. It would be so easy for Ray J to be like a nobody, but he is really like I have to put him. He might be top 10. Like he's on some legendary. He's still around.
Yeah.
Reality show, man. Killing it.
What was the first reality show that you remember coming up?
Flavor of Love.
Flavor Love.
Flavor
Yeah. Flavor of
Yeah,
Love.
that was my whole
Yeah.
childhood.
Shout out
Bruh.
Flavor Flav, man. Straight up. Shout out Public Enemy, man. He was legendary for that.
Bro, Flav had fine ass women fighting
Yeah,
over
fine?
him, dog. Like,
Yes.
Fine?
they was- back in my day, they
Fine?
was good.
There
They
was
was
a
nice.
couple.
Yo,
there
Delicious
was a
was
couple.
nice.
Ah,
There was a few. There was a few.
Fine.
Like this nigga is
you
making
think New
it.
York is fine? I mean, now she looks good.
Yeah, she
but
looks good now.
Pumpkin.
There's
Money.
something about it. There's something about it. She gonna steal the money out your dresser, but it's something about it that you invite her
Yeah,
back.
it's
What's gonna
Come
happen
back, come
before
through.
she steal that money is gonna be fun.
Yeah, exactly. When you hit the clinic, you clear most of that up, and
That's
then
it.
you right back on the horse riding.
I don't know.
I-
New York was nice, man.
I really
Now
like
she's
Cribs.
better, but- Go ahead.
Cribs was
Cribs.
MTV
Cribs.
Cribs.
That
I
shit was
love
funny,
that
too.
shit.
That
I like
was
Real
funny.
World.
That shit
Real
was funny.
World was good.
Real shit.
I
Real
low key
World
wanted to
was
grow up
funny
and
as
be on
hell.
the show.
Real World was
Hell yeah.
funny as hell.
I liked it back because when Real World was coming out for real, it was like wrestling. Like at a certain point, you just believed in your heart it was real.
Yeah.
And now it's just so scripted and so phony that
Yeah.
it's not really
Yeah,
the
it's not
same.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I think the last really good reality show that came out was Jersey Shore. Something about watching those little Jersey kids going out there just acting
Just
complete
partying.
asses.
They were the top of the pendulum. Everything since then has been trying to mimic it in its
Yeah.
ass. They were the top.
really-
They are really MTV is really high key promoting being 16 and
Pregnant and Teen Mom and all that stuff.
That's been going on for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's
right?
still,
That's
it's
been-
still. They
Now it's
playing
just
on
regular
Facebook.
parenthood. That's it now.
They
Now it's
just,
just
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Responsible
So if you was
adulthood.
on 16 and pregnant 10 years ago, you're still a young piece of garbage.
Yeah. We're probably a lot more kids now, too.
No,
Wow.
they play it on Facebook all the time. Like they show people now, and now they got like interesting stories where they're like have like 2 and 3 kids before 18.
That
and
gives you
stuff.
something to aspire to when you're like wow young. Like, oh, as long as I'm just a hot mess and pregnant, then blah
I'm
blah blah.
famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you also got like Real Housewives, right? Like
Yeah.
that's like the staple at this point.
Bad
of
Girls
I hate
Club
all
was good.
reality
Bad
shows.
Girls Club was my shit when I was younger. I love seeing.
I
You
ain't
had,
watched
you had to
none.
be
Reckless.
dating a girl to watch Bad Girls
It's
Club.
just
Like, I
reckless.
couldn't just watch it just off the strength of all that though.
I hate them shows. They horrible.
They really are horrible.
We look so stupid on
Yeah.
the shows.
They're a good time. Oh my
But it's a
God.
good watch. Like if I'm feeling away, it's gonna make me
I
laugh.
can't. Well, I will. I do watch this fucked up. Cause hey, fuck 12. But when cops come on, nigga, I'm tuning in.
Or
Yeah.
Cheaters.
Ultimate.
What about Cheaters?
Oh my bad. I'm tuning. Huh?
What about Cheaters? That
Hey,
used to be good
black
too.
men don't cheat. That show was blasphemous.
I'm sick
okay?
of I'm sick of the
That
lies.
show was scripted and it was trying to tear down black men in the community.
How did that
Cheaters
guy
was
not
hilarious.
have 25-hour security if he's just running out there for
Shit was
real,
wild.
just turning on his man, is trading it? He was like, what is that, bro?
Yeah, he
Fucked
did get
up my
stabbed.
family,
He got
bruh.
stabbed in one episode,
did
like
get
on a
stabbed.
boat. I think it was on a boat. Yeah, like, that was very scary. Like as someone that's like exploiting these people of like having other women and men's is
You know
whatever.
what? This is what I This is what it is. I would watch To Catch a Predator a lot. Okay? Hear me out.
kinda-
I
you
think
kinda-
hear me out, hear me out.
That was good.
I think the only reality shows that I like are shows that I don't at all relate to. I could have a crazy housewife. I could be 16, fuck around and get somebody pregnant.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna fuck no child. So I can watch this show, be completely removed from it, and then just be like, this is entertainment.
That's
Because
like-
all the
that's-
other shit could happen.
That makes sense. I'm the same way. I'm the same way about my triple X material on the thing. I only want to see the shit that I don't ever want to be involved.
Yep.
True.
It's a young, skinny, white, fat ass girl
my
cheating
God.
on her light skinned, well educated comic and shit. I'm like, damn! Why do we have to do that? Can you say she cheated on a businessman or something? This is now I can't get hard to this. Nigga, cut this off.
How do you feel? Now? So this is actually, I'm personally curious about this topic. We are all in show business, right? In very many aspects, right? And to a degree, right? How do you feel about dating in show business? And that to say, assuming that since you've been performing and been on this side of it, you have dated, and also assuming that before you started performing, you were also dating. Like, is it an easy thing? Is it not a big deal? Can you be in show business, date a square, or is there like, is it harder to be in this game and be out there dating on the scene?
Y'all
So
got this.
I guess I can start with
Yeah.
that. So if you don't know, me and Andrye are in a relationship. I think it comes with pros and cons, man. I think the pros are definitely like you got someone who knows the business a little bit more, so I can have her at a set and I'm telling her about some jokes and she's listening to my jokes. She can tell me like, yo, that's a good one, or that one you can scrap. So, she's a producer of a few of my shows that I run. So it's almost like you have a partner, business partner with that, but at the same time, you got a business partner that can take away from the relationship, right? Because we can be on a date just trying to, get away from all that, but we end up talking about, the show list. We end up talking about material. So it's a really hard balance sometimes to maintain a relationship versus, a working relationship with your partner if you're in the business together.
I totally agree with him. I think that sometimes like we'll be out and I'm like in, relationship mode and he'll be like, well, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And I'm like, I don't care about that right now. I am a human right now and I want to be Andrye and just Kadeem. Like sometimes it gets weird. And then also too, like before when I was like single, I'd like to say that I'm a very attractive woman. So I know a lot of people are kind of.
I agree.
Thank you. I would like to say like kind of a lot of people were like interested a little bit. And so I guess when we got into a relationship, it was more of that balance of like, I don't want people to necessarily think that I am on shows or producing shows because I'm with him. So that's kind of a thing too.
That's a good point.
Like I didn't want people to be like, oh, just because they're dating, she gets to do that.
That's a good
No,
point.
like I would be at every show. I would ask for help whenever he needed help and things like that. And also too, like when we're at mics and stuff, like I remember one specific mic, like he was kind of like trying to be like, you know, all over me. And like for me, I'm more of a private person. I'm like, we at work right now.
Got you.
We at work.
No, she
So-
said, "Get off me, nigga."
I
I was
did.
like, "Wait a
And you-
minute,
and you ain't
Get
my-
the hell off."
She went to-
I was like, we at work right now, and you
with
ate
the
my cheese
Alonzo
fries.
Mourning elbow. we in the paint.
What? Had a
Yeah,
bruise
and you ate
and
my
everything.
cheese fries that day, so I was
Wow.
very happy.
Damn, man, that shit is true though, man. I think it's a hard balance. It's hard if you can maintain that balance. Because there's people, you know, in the industry that do it, but once you maintain that balance and figure the shit out, it makes sense. You just gotta ride that
I
wave.
got you. How do you like? So if there's a scenario that plays out, hey, he's at a show, right? When you're on stage, I had somebody tell me, I think when I was at Second City, whenever you're on stage, you're 30% more attractive to people.
Yeah.
Just off the strength,
Power
right?
balance, yeah.
Absolutely. So if say she's out at the show, you're not there, or vice versa, like how do you manage that?
What, like, oh, I know he's coming back home to me, so.
Kadeem's not
fair
jealous. He's not jealous.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the best
Kadeem
thing.
cares more about the content of what Andrye say, but because she'll say some shit like, "I used to fist bitches," and then I'll look at Kadeem.
Yeah, she did fist bitch.
He'll go like, "She is a comic. She's just making a joke." So like, but let me not speak for you. But that's because it surprises me how lackluster you be with.
Yeah, because even Kai be more jealous when I talk about shit on stage. I'm like, Kai, you ain't my man.
You should be
Maybe I'm right
disgusted.
here.
Kadeem.
Why you?
I had on the Thanos glove, giving this bitch the business.
For real.
Here's the thing, man. I feel like knowing her, been together for a little while. I know her, so her material on stage is a lot of the shit she talks about while we're in home and private, right? So I'm like, if you talking about this shit here, and then you go on stage, it's like just a heightened version of it. But it ain't like she's, you know, hey Kadeem, I'm gonna talk about. Oh, so she fists and shit. That's what she talk about when I'm in the room. Like, okay, shit.
And that's respect. That's
Yeah.
respect. Keep it authentic and be yourself on stage.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
All right, what say you? How's it been on the dating scene, prior to and now that you're into the in the game?
All
so
right.
they say.
Okay.
Cause you out here looking like a remix Lionel Richie.
Hello. It's me. So, all right. I was trying to figure out how to answer this question. Okay, so we're comics. And I
Okay.
think that means that at some point, we are comics because we need to feel heard. And we had a lot of time not feeling like we were being heard. And so for me, at least in this point in my life, I don't necessarily need someone in the game. I just need a more intensive audience member. And so there's this woman that I've been talking to for a while. We've had our ebbs and flows, but
Sure.
at the base of it all, we remain very good friends. At the base of it all. And so, like, I get to call her with an opinion where she's not going to talk to me about a punchline. I'm going to figure out the punchline. Y'all are going to tell me the punchline.
Got you.
She's just going to tell me, is that funny? And so, like, in terms of just my comedy, she's a dancer. So she has the creative, creating, like, whatever thing in her head. But I just need to be heard. It's not so much about I need your feedback. I'm going to get that from whenever I'm, busting balls and shit with y'all. But, like, dating is weird, especially because, like, I'm not a pursuer because I love this woman. And so even when we're in this, like, whatever, I'm not a pursuer. So, like, when I'm out and shit, I'm not worried about, like, trying to bag nobody or trying to X, Y, Z. So I feel like just having someone in your corner, whether it's romantic or not, it helps you on stage because you can get distracted with pussy and dick equally. And then that knocks you off your pivot, and then they're no longer in your corner because you don't have what they once were attracted to. So I like to not have to worry about it. When I step out, it's for comedy. If something comes from it, it's coming to me. I'm not going to it. If that makes sense. So I like having separation of state.
It's kind of the cheat code being a performer, right? Because you're on stage, people are there, and if somebody finds you attractive, it's a very easy segue for
Yes,
them to
it
go,
is.
hey, I like your set. Because once you tell me you like my set, we go together
it.
anyway.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Low key. I'm
She's
like,
a fan.
shit, I love you too. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, but it's a very easy segue. So, but for the most part, I mean, we're in 2022. Like, people aren't necessarily meeting face to face a majority of the time. Like, how meeting somebody in person, meeting somebody online, what's the percentage break on that, would you say? Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40?
In terms of, like, what happens or what's good?
No, what happens, like, worldwide for anybody that's connected on the internet? has access to it, if you're in a progressive place, right? How many people are meeting in person these days? Guesstimate. Meeting in
Not
person
as
versus
much
meeting
because of
online.
COVID kind of fucked that up.
That's true.
And I didn't really utilize like
That's
the
a
apps
good
and stuff.
point. Like, even if it was closer 50-50 or whatever, it boosted the numbers online for sure.
Yeah.
It's a billion niggas in China and they love their phones. So
Yeah.
we gotta take that into account.
Yeah.
It ain't
I was gonna
50-50.
say, and I know at least I only used apps maybe like a couple years, and like Tinder was okay. I know he used Hinge before
Hinge
we
is
met.
the best, man.
I even
Hinge
saw
you
his
get-
Hinge page and I swiped left, and then
you
I
did
met him
swipe
in
left
real
on
life.
He had a good grinder too.
Oh, he did.
Cap. Stop the cap. Fucking up my Christian brand, man.
That was funny as fuck.
2022 is the real year.
Y'all wildin', man.
That's funny as fuck.
Look, there is no judgment here at this table.
He was killing it. You don't
When
gotta
we
be
leave,
ashamed.
though, we're judging the shit out of it. But
It's wild, man. I feel like most people probably meet online nowadays, man. Like
Yeah.
what Andrew was saying with the pandemic and shit. But I feel like you have your online persona can be completely different
Yeah.
than
Of course
your
it is.
in-person persona, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's the hard part to navigate too. But I mean, I feel like when you go on a date with a shorty that you met in real life, I don't want to say you care about it more, but you
It's
matter.
organic.
Yeah,
it's
more
organic.
And
If you on
Yeah.
if you on a profile, you can see,
Yeah.
oh, I like this. Let
Yeah.
me swipe. Let me kind of look at all. It's almost like a cheat code because you see everything about the person that she wants
that's
to be.
it.
Mhm.
It's the best hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you
want to
know.
see that. The best hits aren't fun. I'm
Yeah.
a comic. What's weird? Let's
Plus,
get into
if your
weird.
meeting place is online, then once you guys get together, you've been dating for a while. If that bitch goes to Google in another room I'm not in, I'm like, what's she up to?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
how you met me.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, if you go to a bar, it's like, bitch, we met at a bar.
Yeah.
Whenever you on your phone, I'm like,
Yeah.
we met on your phone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who you talking to
Yeah.
on your phone?
Plus, I could never really get too super into the apps
Yeah.
because I gotta grow on you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna knock it out the park with my 3 best photos.
Yeah.
My bullshit bio.
Yeah,
yeah.
None of that stuff. I gotta, you gotta. I gotta. Say
So,
something inappropriate,
approach.
see if you giggle.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah.
something. It said people with game do worse on Tinder app.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
I did not. I was not good at being on apps. And to be honest, I think it all depends on the type of person you are.
You were not good at just
Because
putting a picture there and
no,
Seeing what
because
happens.
because no,
gotta be
I'm
there.
saying
You don't
because
gotta do
no,
shit
because
like
I
You
know
gotta
I
turn it
know.
on.
No, but I'm
All you
saying.
gotta do is click it out.
Andrew, you're not gonna win this.
Wait, no, but I'm saying.
She can post a good morning, no
That
filter.
And you can post a picture of your feet and get 100 likes.
I was
You
gonna
don't have
say.
to do nothing.
Okay.
Look at
No,
her.
I was gonna. No, I.
Look at her. She gonna try.
No, the reason I say that is because if I match with somebody, I'm not gonna talk to them. I'm just gonna ghost them essentially. So for
Such
me,
hard work.
I,
That's so
no,
hard.
but I'm saying,
You hear how
I'm
hard
for
that
real.
was? I
But
can't
I'm
imagine
just
how hard
saying,
it is to be an
I think
attractive
it's
woman
more-
online.
Well, I'm just saying because it's for me, it's like I like when people are more consistent. So like for me, I like the chase, but I think for me, since I'm somebody that's so social, like I'll talk to anybody anywhere. Like I'll talk to you on the bus. I'll talk to you at the train stop. Like I'll talk. Like, am I?
There you go.
Blah 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 blah.
There you go.
No, like I'm somebody that meets people in weird places. Like I cornered him, and that's how we're together now.
Yeah, you trying to tell the story. Yeah, she cornered me after a show, bro. Like, oh shit, like, I wasn't gonna.
Were you trying to play
it was
hard
a
to
good,
catch?
It was good. It was yeah,
The roles was switched.
I didn't really go anywhere.
The
Like,
hunter
it was like,
became the hunter?
yeah, she was like, I mean,
And on your tight gray sweats. Huh?
yeah, chill, G. But it wasn't even when she did it. I was like, it's not like I didn't want it, right? So it's like, you cornering me, but I wasn't going nowhere. But it was one of those things, man. Like, it was really good to just fucking have somebody come up to you, because I feel like as a dude,
Pursue
sometimes you get tired of that shit. Like, you put all your energy into shit, and then it just don't become like a thing. So I just wasted my good lines on you, shorty. I could have went, somewhere else and had that shit. But
Yeah, there's
I'm out the
definitely an
game
open
now,
mic
so I ain't gotta
aspect
worry
to,
about
to dating for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that being said, yeah, you would date. So you would rather date
Not in the
somebody
game.
that's not in the industry or somebody that is, or it doesn't matter. Whatever rolls up on you.
I've dated more not and I'm not talking about comics. I've dated more non-creatives than I have creatives. And I'm fine with that because I need more so of a listener, more so of like a comforter, more than I need. Because I drive myself crazy. So I need someone to be like, Kieron, relax. I don't need someone to be like, Kieron, keep going, because that's all I hear. That's all my internal dialogue is. So I need someone that's going to be able to be like, you're working hard, you're doing good, and I'll give you feedback on what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. This industry will drive you crazy in I think just about any level you're on, and the more you level up, obviously I think the more baggage comes with it, the more you can end up going nuts. Cause your girl Britney Spears is really like giving out a free OnlyFans, right? Like every time somebody drops a commercial about her, she just out there with a whole poom poom and the jubes out. Like here you go, but she doesn't know she's like 45.
I unsubscribed. Don't want that at all, actually.
Damn.
I like the scenery better than I like what she's promoting.
Is it did it go bad for her? Like, is this who she was always gonna be as a person, or does this industry, if it catches you at an early age? Because if you get caught up in an early age and hit superstardom, the chances of you being a high functioning regular person when you start to get older seems like it drops significantly.
I mean, I think for her, like her family.
It's her family.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say
trapped
too.
up,
Her
so
family.
She like outside of the limelight, I'll be fucked up, right? Your family got you in like some type of system where you ain't getting paid. Your money, you see everybody eating off your shit. Like, it's gonna make me snap too.
It's also you have to look at it through the lens of like she's a woman, and the what keeps a woman hot in the industry aside from sheer talent is the ability to be sexualized.
Sex appeal.
Good point.
And so, of course,
some of them will definitely take that avenue for sure towards the sexualization.
But it's a part. It's
the majority of
that is a part of. Men are allowed to get old.
For sure.
Women are not allowed to get old. Like, and I'm not saying what's right or wrong. I'm just saying what is. And so, of course, you're losing your mind because now you have this freedom, but you're 45 years old. And so then what's going to bring back all these people is your ability to have sex appeal.
Yeah.
But now it's not what it once was. And like I said, I ain't saying what's right or wrong when you were 17.
Yeah.
Niggas loved that when you were 17. And you were hot when you were 17.
Lil' Kim trying to make herself look like that girl that was on the poster with her whole muffin in that bikini holding a lollipop. It might be the saddest thing I've seen.
Fight to stay relevant. It's men get luckier in that area when it comes to like clout. Because we can just do dumb shit that put ourselves in danger. And that gets clicks.
Oh, yeah.
But you just have to be able to be sexualized.
There is a part of like when I see like they're coming out with a new Jackass movie. And I'm like, I know y'all kneecaps hurt. Just getting out the bed. And you really about to try and ride a mechanical bull, asshole naked.
Whatever you got to do, keep the clout. It's weird. Clout has infected... I would say this generation, but it's everyone that's alive right now. It's no longer about success and like longevity. It's more about let me get that quick pop and let everybody know who I am and then try to ride that wave. And that's why you see all these failed and disgusting careers. Because niggas get the pop and then you cannot sustain it. It's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Well, these days it's not even the industry that picks somebody and says, "All right, here you're the star. We're gonna put you up there so you can shine for as long as possible, as long as we can milk you." Now, if you drop a dope ass 90-second clip on TikTok and you go to the moon, and you ride that wave for maybe 3 weeks,
right? Social media,
a month and a half max, and then now you just caught a huge clout like injection, and you're trying to keep up. Who was that boy that pull up on me, and he just. I don't know who he is.
I know you're talking about.
But for whatever reason, all of us were like, all right, you're the one. I like that, right?
Right.
Become the guy.
And now we just got a boost of like temporary superstardom. Now, what is he doing like today? Is he trying to chase that? Is he like, all right, I just did a TikTok?
Of course he
or
is.
Now is he like, fuck school?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna make another TikTok and be a star.
People drop out of school all the time.
Yeah, to be a social media influencer when there's really
to be
like,
that.
It's a lot of dead ends, to be honest. I think the only social media influencer that I know that has like an active career is that Emmanuel Hudson dude that did questions.
Yeah,
he outbeat Spoken Reasons, and Spoken Reasons looked like he was going. It's just hard.
And he was in a
sustain.
movie too. He was in a movie.
He was in The Heat with Sandra Bullock. It's hard to sustain. And clout is gross. Cause when we get a good joke, we're like, oh, I'm gonna build on that.
Yeah.
But some people go like, when I get a good joke, yes, shower me. This because we work for it. That's the difference. I think that is the ultimate difference. When something just hits, it hits. And you feel like everyone deserves to kiss your feet.
Yeah.
But when we get it, it's like, oh, I'm going to show you that I deserve more. I'm working towards more. It's shit's gross. It's gross.
created a unique dynamic as well too, because there's people out there that are good at doing the socials and grabbing followers. Hats off to you, because that's a lot of support, right? And then they say, oh, I have this. Let me start performing. Let me do a little comedy. How hard could it be? And no names being said, but I have seen plenty of social media stars sell out a hole, you dig, grab people I know, y'all know, or whatever, get up there, and they are horrid.
Yeah. It's almost like for comics who started at the mics and doing the grind, like, you know, they always told us like 10 years. You need to be in the game for 10 years to get that type of success. Right. You gotta grind like hell, but you're doing all this stuff in hopes of getting the audience, right? Then you have a TikTok comedian who gets the audience right like that, but now they don't necessarily have the material to back that up. So it's like you got two different people coming from two different lanes, and it's hard, man. You got some people who've made it, like you got some, you know, like the big name comics, but you also have those ones that just kind of fizzle out, right? Like I just my biggest thing is not being a fizzle out guy, right? I'd rather put in my 10, 15 shit, give me 20 years, and I know when it's my time to pop, I'll pop, as opposed to getting it fly by night and losing it by night.
When it comes, work hard for what you want, but then work hard to be ready for when you get what you want.
Absolutely.
Because when that moment's on you, that's all you got.
Yeah, you invite everybody to the barbecue and you ain't got no goddamn chicken. Like, you gonna look real crazy.
And that's all you had. That's we don't trust you no more after that. You wore the sandals, you had the white towel and everything. You're done. That's all you had.
You burned them,
that's
for sure, man. So, rest in peace, Bob Saget. I'm a seasoned gentleman. What is the first or lasting memory you guys have of Bob Saget? Were you watching Family Matters? Not Family Matters. What was the name of the show? Full House.
Full House.
I thought you were talking about America's Funniest Videos.
Wow, see, that's why I asked.
There's a bunch of different. He was in every facet. Yeah. I think I knew him from. I watched a little bit of the Full House. A lot of it was American Funniest Home Videos, though. That's
what it is.
That's what it was for me.
They hid his stand up from us. You ain't
the
see
first
his stand-up.
the first time I watched Half Baked. Now, since then, I've done a lot of comedy research and whatnot, and I have a better idea of who this cat really is when he wasn't doing his G-rated Disney TV show whatnots. When he said I used to suck dick for coke, like like my whole head burst open, like my brain was on the ground. I said, wait, who? Who is this?
What was his name? Danny Tanner. He was like, Danny, you can't say that.
Danny Tanner,
you can't. Come on, Danny.
I think that's the cool part, though, right? This dude his stand-up was filthy, right? Filthy, hilarious, raunchy and shit. But he made that transition. I think a lot of younger comics, like, should I go blue? Should I go dirty? Like, his blueprint showed us, like, with some talent, you can do both areas of it.
You can cross over.
Yeah, that crossover.
That's why I'm always suspect of, like, real positive people. If that's their persona on TV, like Mr. Rogers, you cannot tell me he wasn't. There's no way he was just that happy, nonstop all the time. You know what I mean? Like the who is it? Like the Jonas Brothers? That like they gotta be kicking puppies across the room.
They doing
somewhere.
something.
Like,
they doing something.
You can't just be happy all the time. Like the pendulum's gotta swing, right? If you're closer in the middle, then it's easier for you to just stay whoever you is. But like I don't know if y'all remember Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman was for real like. That little peanut butter jelly, little hey kids and blah 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 blah. He was in movie theaters, just J5 and you know what I mean.
Beating his dick, that's crazy.
Going crazy.
Yeah, he was happy too.
With the
pulled the Pee Wee out, nigga. I think Mr. Rogers had some BBWs on his side. That's what I think was keeping Mr. Rogers. I think that's what was keeping him so lit. He had some
Pogs and BBWs.
He did.
He was up in his trailer getting it rocking.
Cause don't nobody wait. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What happened to you last night?
Wow.
What you get into?
He was on some Adderalls or something, man. Like he was way too even tempered.
What y'all think about Bob Ross? Bob Ross was probably getting down too, cause he was too.
I think
Bob Ross was too calm.
I think Bob Ross like fought somebody one time and then killed him. by mistake on purpose, and
Right.
he's been living with that his whole life ever since
That's
then to start
hilarious.
painting,
That's
just so he
hilarious.
wouldn't do it again.
And look, all
Bob-
the paintings, we're trying to show you where the body was at.
Oh my God.
Because it'd be a really just deep woods, and he would just be like, and then he would hold it with
that's
his
you.
happy little accidents.
Oh
Hey,
my.
what kind of
That's a
accident
murder.
is happening in
Low
these
key.
deep
That's
a
woods,
murder.
Bob?
Low key,
That's a murder.
it was always the woods with the trees. It was
Yeah.
always the lake by the mountains.
A
And
lake?
like one other, he killed 3 people.
You don't search in those areas. You
We
don't
know
search.
where all the bodies are.
He was trying to tell us his whole career. Every area looked the same. He said, I made another little happy accident.
I bet he put a little drop of his own blood on every single painting.
Oh shit.
He signed him with blood. He just put his little thumb stamp, hung him up, and it's a bunch of kids. It's like, oh, I can't wait to paint a tree.
Oh my God.
Better watch your idols.
Yeah, he had three lines on his chest, and he carved in with
Sure
a fucking
did.
Rambo knife.
That's why you
And
always
don't
had
nobody
the long,
know what they were for.
If he took the long sleeve up, you would see all these scars and shit
Bob
from when they
Ross was
fought
savage.
back.
Bob
Yeah.
Ross, he did it
white
with his
boy
Mass
with an
murder.
afro?
Mass
He was in the
fucking murder.
Kumite.
He
It was
was.
a
That man probably contributed to Coney 2012. Bob Ross, he was in all types of shit. He was getting down and dirty.
I bet $1 million he used to rock his hair in cornrows.
Yeah.
And
Bruh.
then they took it out right before they started rolling.
Where do you think he learned how to paint? He was in the joint learning how to paint. It started off with finger painting.
Yo, Bob
my
Ross
God.
practiced on prison tattoos
He
before
sure
he came
did.
out.
For
Started
real.
painting where the bodies was.
He said, can I try with you? Can I try with you?
Oh my
X
God.
marks the spot.
That's
Yeah,
stupid.
that's Bob
That's
Ross
stupid.
right there.
I don't even. Oh, so look. All right. So before I even get off on the thing, I have to know because I really don't know what's going on with your boy Antonio Brown. What happened with him? Speaking of going crazy in the industry.
With y'all, boy. That ain't my boy.
Damn, man, like that shit was wild. That man had 5 chances. But what gets me about Antonio Brown is the fact that, like, I feel like he quit his job, and niggas don't normally do that. So the way he quit his job on while
in
he
2
was
minutes
that
notice.
shit was amazing to me, dog. Like I wish I was looking at my pops like, bro, that's how you should go out, right? Like in the mill, just go crazy with that shit one day,
the
man.
mill.
It was
Take his shirt
It was
off.
good to see. It was good to see. Just gone. I'm done with this shit, man. But I don't know, dog. Like I don't know what's going on because I think some people saying it's mental illness.
It
other
seems
people-
obvious to me that that's not a. All right. So
No,
let's-
he's lapping it up. I think he's just kind of taking this clout right now.
He's
and-
Kanye in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's had like hella interviews afterwards where he's just like and just
Yeah,
gloating
but
about
chillin'.
it. I don't know. I mean, I'm from Tampa, so like I didn't really like how it made it look. The team look, and I just think he was looking a whole ass. Just I don't know. He has kids too, so I think that made him look very arrogant, and I don't really like arrogance that much.
But if you acting like something, and then we see you acting like that, then you might as well be whatever it is that you're acting. So if you're acting crazy, to me, you're crazy.
Feed into it. And then is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, or you're just acting like. I read a book one time, and the guy was like, well, you know, if you don't believe in vampires, if somebody jumps on your neck, bites you, and then you die, and then drinks your blood, for all intents and purposes, you just got killed by a vampire, for real.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they don't turn into a bat or nothing like that, right? So if he's walking around acting crazy, if he's walking around acting mentally unstable, doing mentally unstable things, isn't that mentally unstable?
You are what you act? That type of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
if he's crazy enough, he started a rap career. Obviously, he's not that crazy if he's trying to be a rapper.
I don't know. The rappers,
no.
man.
Obviously,
I was gonna say.
I didn't listen to that.
I know a lot of mentally
Well-adjusted.
unstable rappers. That is, yeah. I'm gonna make it out. Nigga,
Why
you-
is it still not a comfortable subject in the black community to talk about mental illness, or it feels like it's starting to come back around now where it is a more comfortable subject to have?
mental illness in the black community got hijacked by white women.
Wow.
And so it has disrupted the validity of it because now the way that they want to prescribe it is with some drugs to stabilize your mood instead of just giving people the ability to be heard. Because we live in this whole huge environment of I disagree with that, take that off the platform. And then it's more like you need to be sedated constantly. So I think that if we take it back to what we do, we learned about everything that had to do with the family from our grandparents. And so whether it was good, bad, right, or wrong, they were talking. They were being heard. And that's how
Okay.
information got passed on. So we can talk about mental illness, just leave it to us.
Yeah.
We know how to handle it.
Can I ask you? And honestly, I'm gonna. This may be unpopular, so I'm assuming that everybody does know somebody or even has somebody in their family that could be classified as mentally unstable. Who is the people that's gonna talk to these people? Because I'm gonna tell you honestly, I really don't be having the time sometimes.
Black
it can be a
women.
bummer to talk to somebody who, and it's through no fault of their own. And I feel bad almost for saying it like this, but if you talk to somebody that's mentally unstable, if they're on a substance, right, and they're acting a certain way, then you trying to talk to them and being like, hey, there's another way, or hey, try this, or hey, woo, woo, woo. And if they stay in that mental space, that tug of war, like, the rope ain't gonna move, or you're gonna get dragged one way.
Black women. And it's not their job. It's not their job at all. But there is nothing more healing than a black woman. Black women is
Except at the DMV.
That is the
bro.
Then they the bane of your
They
existence.
wow.
That
They
one
crazy.
off 95th or whatever. I feel, yeah, them black women ain't healing shit.
That's true.
Don't trust
They
her.
causing the
Especially
mental
on my
trust her.
boot list. Fuck that.
For real.
No, they are.
But black women, they heal. A good black female therapist would he because a lot of the shit that we go through in all seriousness stems from the way that we were raised. And so when we feel like we don't have that parental figure guiding us anymore, we get lost. Kanye lost his mind when his mom died.
Absolutely.
The shit is apparent. It's clear. R. Kelly had issues with his mama. He fucks with little girls. The shit it's evident. It's evident what the issue is, but it's just I don't need no Percocet. I need a mother. I need a mother figure. I need someone to comfort me. I need someone to listen.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, drugs probably really. I don't. For the people that it does help, hats off to you. But man, there are probably some people out there that can't really handle it because there's folks out there that'll go out like football players, D1, professional, whatever. You go out there get an injury, now all of a sudden you're on XYZ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Xans or whatever it is,
Yeah.
which is just government issued heroin or
Yep.
government issued whatever.
Yep.
And then boom, now you run out of that prescription,
Yep.
and you're like, "Oh, where am I gonna get my next fix?"
Black tar next stop, baby.
Bow. Now you
go.
on it.
$5 a pop, baby. I'm living a good
Now you
life.
spending your sneaker money. Like, oof.
He also played football. Them niggas noggins be getting knocked around. Let's not forget that.
Ooh.
That
The
has to play
CTE?
something into it.
Yeah.
How long do you think? Physical sports are gonna stay around in the long term?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Absolutely. It's America's
like,
sport.
yeah, like football, like
Football,
there's no
fighting, boxing.
Yeah, MMA. There's no greater Sunday than the Super Bowl, right? Like that's it's not just physical sports. You're looking at companies, billion-dollar organizations trying to get more money doing this thing. Especially with MMA, you got the pause.
Yeah.
MMA is doing a whole 360 on boxing right now.
Can we
so.
pause right now to just acknowledge that Kadeem, voice of the youth, said MMA, you've got the pause. They're taking over. That's actually blowing my mind because
It's
you're
crazy,
right.
bro. It's
When you
crazy.
think fighting, you're actually thinking some YouTube kids
It's
right
true,
now.
though.
They beating the shit out of everybody that come
It's
through,
true,
dog.
though.
Like
That
I
might
be
be the
looking. It's like the
saddest.
great white hype. They just there, bro. Like
I
it's-
think physical sports will stay around because we need an excuse to be violent.
Absolutely.
And sports are the best way to excuse that. I didn't want to punch this dude. This is my craft. This just MMA. Kadeem was over here.
You was
Yeah, I
getting
was-
down with the get
man.
down.
He was a linebacker. Kadeem,
Back in my
his
day.
job was the hit.
You gave
I
out.
was-
You knocked out somebody's
I was
first two kids' names out their head. Man.
I was violent, man.
You gave him
I was
CTE.
violent,
When
G.
someone
I was-
die out in Alabama, it's your fault. You messed him
I don't
right
know
up.
about that. I don't know about
Oh,
that.
I know about
I don't
it,
know about
brother.
liability like
The
that. But
research is out.
it's wild, man. Like it's a physical thing. I don't know how there's other ways to express yourself, but I mean football, like that's what it is. MMA, like, it's becoming such a limelight, right? Like now I need to fight. That's another way of getting out of whatever circumstances that you have, right? So it's
It's
a lot,
at
man.
the end of the day, we're just animals, right?
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah,
real, we
essentially.
are just we're on animals. That's why I don't really get scared when people talk about AI. Like it's gonna take over it's gonna want to run everything and it's gonna launch all the missiles. Like why? Like if it's a computer, it's not gonna
Yes,
it's
it
not gonna
is.
breathe. It's not gonna want to fuck my old lady. It's
Yes,
not
it
gonna want to
is.
eat.
Yeah.
It's not gonna want to do none of the stuff I want to do.
Yes, it is.
Why? It ain't got a dick.
Who created it?
It don't matter.
Who created it? It does matter.
But bro, like, could you imagine if you don't have to breathe, eat,
Let me say
drink,
this.
sleep?
Let me say this. We create it to do the things that we don't want to do. And so then, and now this is going to sound real dramatic and real crazy, but we have gotten to the point where sex is something that we want to do alone.
Vibrators.
And so then, thank you. I was going to say that. And
That's
so then,
that's an assistant. I want to do that together. Like, bring all them toys.
But you
Shit.
do. But you
Willy
do.
Wonka and the Mikey Factory.
You do. But the people that create it, they got better shit to do. They trying to go to the
Sure.
moon. I don't got time to fuck. So here, satisfy my wife.
Yeah.
And then it's like, here, make these burgers, ring up these groceries. But over time, the people that create it are trying to create things that we no longer want to do. So it may not have the need that we want, but it does the need that we need done.
Yeah.
And so then when priorities
Well, what
change,
would be its drive? What would be its wants and desires?
what it
if
was
it's
built
not a
for.
physical thing.
It doesn't have to have a desire. What is it built for? And then when you make something so smart, then it says, well, fuck you, nigga. You made me, and I'm better than you. The same way that we feel about our parents when we get older.
Yeah.
Damn, that's facts.
I think a lot of it is too like when you think
I
about
didn't mean to laugh.
when you think about like AI, right? Like you can talk about like going to that extreme, but a lot of it I think about like you remember Walmart or whatever when they have
Walmart, I was-
self-selective self-selective.
What do they got going on in Alabama, bro? We
Like,
have been free
listen,
for
listen.
a lot of years.
Self-selective, right? Like when you have like self-service like groceries machines, right? Like that's the first part of it. You have people who are paying money, and now you have a group of people who are no longer even employed by Walmart, by Target, whatever this is. So you have people, AI machines coming in, and just a lot of it taking away opportunities from other people.
When
So
priorities change.
that's the first part of it, right?
Shout
Now
out to
you
the
have-
truck drivers. I don't know how much longer y'all got, but this world is gonna be real crazy.
Tesla
when
made a Tesla
all the trucks
semi.
start to oof.
There's a Tesla semi-truck.
It's already here.
Yeah.
Like all the technology stuff is already here. It just ain't a whole lot of it everywhere. You know what I mean?
We're
But-
done for. I'm not even kidding. We're done for. We're
Yeah.
creating our own demise. We're
Yeah,
done
if
for.
Big Joe face opened up and he had like the little Men in Black alien pulling on the levers, I wouldn't even be halfway surprised. I'd be
Me
like, all
neither.
right, Big Joe do
I knew
everything. I get it now.
I'm just mad there ain't nowhere to run, nigga. That's the only thing I would think about.
We are coming to the end of what has been a very enjoyable podcast for me. We are going to go ahead and make sure that we get everybody's socials out there. So please, starting all the way from the bottom, excuse me, from all the way to
bottom.
the right. God damn.
No, the bottom.
so-
Alabama.
Yeah, no, Alabama is
Heart of Dixie,
certainly
nigga.
the bottom.
3, 3, 4, let's go.
Nah, but Kadeem, go ahead and give the people your socials, and let them know a little something before we get out of here.
Cool, man. You can follow me on Instagram, Fuller Comedy, Fulla Comedy. We also have a Jokey page, Joke-E-Okie.
go.
Also run a show called Chronic Labs, which is a mix of weed, cannabis,
Nice.
you know,
Stop
edibles,
bragging,
all
bro.
that
Like,
shit,
how
and
many more? Go
comedy.
ahead.
So whatever y'all want to get, just follow me, Fuller Comedy. I got you.
That's what it is. Kieron, hit him.
All right, I'm Kieron Harrell. Follow me on everything, Instagram, TikTok, KI_Almighty. KI_Almighty. Of course, we run the show Jokey-Okie. I got another show coming soon. It's going to be at the Lincoln Lodge. It's going to be revealed before the end of this month. So if you follow me on my Instagram, you'll learn all the details about that. And then I also have another podcast and stand-up show, both called Live from the DMs. But if you follow me, you'll learn all that shit. I love y'all very much.
Yeah, and then we're also gonna come out with a dual album, Lionel
Oh
Richie
my
remix.
It's going to say what's up instead of hello. It's going to be like, what's up? It's Kai.
Can I get your Wi-Fi code?
Oh my gosh.
Now I know it's Andrye, but I have a problem. I have to say Andrye. So Andrye, please let the people know.
I was gonna say a lot of Caribbean people say it like that, but I got. All right, so I have 2 Instagrams and a Twitter. So my regular Instagram is Tall Girl with Jokes, and that's literally just all one word. And then my second Instagram, I'm like a coffee connoisseur, so I like go to different coffee shops.
Coffee aficionado.
Yeah, so I do like coffee and inspirational quotes and words. So that's Grab Coffee with Me, literally Grab Coffee with Me. And then my Twitter name is Tall Libra Mommy, and that's
Oh, damn.
MAMI.
I didn't know
That's,
that.
okay.
So yeah,
New to me.
Sound like a private account.
it is not. I made it before when I was single, but that's it.
Zodiac.
Gotta check that out real quick. All right.
All right, well, cool. That has been the Real Rap Podcast. I am Mike Knight. You can follow me at That's Mike Knight Comedy. Stay tuned, kids. We come out with a new episode every Monday. Make sure you click the like, share, and subscribe. And once again, I've had so much fun with this dope-ass panel. We'll be right back with y'all. All right, love.
Peace.
Mike Knight, you straight from the south side. Mike Knight. I'm just so happy to be here right now. Real Rap Podcast.